going on, gainsters? Gregory Scott here, making gains. So in this week's video, we're going to keep it super casual. I just want to talk to you guys and give you a tip that helped me out immensely on the beginning of my fitness journey. So this tip, it basically made me the person that I am today. So listen up and we're going to make some knowledge gains, okay? Oh, and I know you guys are used to a crazy intro from me, so I don't want to disappoint you guys. So here's me eating a banana. Alright, so let's get right into it. Tip number one, let's waste no time. So this is something that everybody needs to hear. So from my own personal experience, this is something that I needed to hear when I started out. This is something my clients need to hear. This is something friends and family, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're Oprah, if you're Bill Nye the Science Guy, this is something that everybody needs to hear, okay? So tip number one, don't get lost in the sauce, okay? Let me repeat that. Do not get lost in the sauce. Now, what does that mean? So when you start your fitness journey, there are going to be things that are important and things that are not important. There are going to be things that you should be focused on, things that you should be tracking. Then there are going to be things that are not important. You don't need to be tracking them. And if you do spend time on those, thinking about those kind of things, it's just going to make you feel bad. It's going to make you feel like you're not putting in work, and it's just going to discourage you. So when you're lost in the sauce, you're focusing on these things that don't matter. This is the reason why so many beginners, they go to the gym, they're motivated, but then they fall off, they get discouraged because they focus on stuff like what the number says on the scale or how their physique looks compared to others. So here's a list of things that if you're a beginner, you have no business worrying about. Number one, lifting heavy weight. Number two, calisthenics related, doing an advanced version of an exercise, jumping right into a handstand or a planche. Number three, your physique. Number four, your physique. Number five, your physique. Number six, comparing themselves to others, wondering what others look like, how they stack up against them. And lastly, what supplements you should be taking. So as my man Kendrick Lamar would say,
be humble, sit down, be humble, sit down.
if you're just starting to work out, there's no reason you should be comparing yourself to others or putting yourself on the same scale as somebody that's working out for years. You're on completely different scales. You have to humble yourself, you have to check your ego at the door and recognize that you're a beginner, and you have to recognize that everybody starts somewhere. Constantly comparing yourself to others is the best way to destroy you and your self-esteem. There's always going to be somebody strong, there's always going to be somebody faster, there's always going to be someone that looks better than you, but you just have to accept and be okay with where you're at. And I'm not saying that you should be complacent and not strive to get better, but it's your own personal journey. You're not on anybody's time clock but yourself. And the sooner you can realize that, the sooner you can make more gains. I'm telling you that you have to constantly check your ego. You have to constantly put yourself in check, not try to do anything too crazy. You can't jump right into a handstand. You can't go right into lifting heavy weight. If you do try to do those things, that's how you get yourself hurt. These things take a lot of time and they take a lot of hard work. You can't expect your body to change in any short amount of time. So all these things you see, these 6-week shred programs, these 4-week shred programs, it's not going to happen. You have to understand that before you start to see any changes with your body, there's a certain level of intensity, there's a certain level of maintenance that you have to be able to consistently keep up with. It might even take you 2 or 3 months just to get to the point where you can start to build up that intensity, where you can start to do a workout that's actually going to change your body. You know, you might have some injuries that you're dealing with, some muscle imbalances you have to take care of first. You might just be severely out of shape, and you might just need to build that strong foundation. But no matter the case, no matter where you're at, you shouldn't be worried about any of the things listed above. You should be thinking long term. Now, this is a big one. I mentioned that you don't need to worry about your physique 3 times because that's how important this is. I know it's tempting. I know you're making gains. You want to look in the mirror. You want to see your progress, but don't obsess over this. If you obsess over this, that's actually going to take away time from the things that actually matter, things like strength. So your physique, trust me on this, is only going to be a byproduct of your strength and the amount of work you put in, not the other way around. Now, here are the things that are actually important and what you should be focusing on, okay? Number one, being consistent with your workouts and building good habits. Number two, constantly working on turning up the intensity of your workouts. Number three, establishing good eating habits. Not worried about, what supplements should I take, what fat burner should I take, what pre-workout should I take, none of that. Just the very basic good nutrition. Learning and understanding the system of regression and progression. Number six, focusing on strength before aesthetics. Number seven, focusing on strength before aesthetics. Number 8, focusing on strength before aesthetics. Now, if you look at the things I mentioned above, they all have something in common. They're all performance-based, and to help you understand this, I'll give you an analogy. All right, so picture this. So Shaquita, right? Shaquita's she's gonna buy a used car. So she goes to the dealership and she gets herself something nice. It's a nice car, but it has some problems. It needs a new battery, it needs an oil change, it has a lot going on. So if Shaquita needs to go to work, if Shaquita needs to get this car up and running, what is the first thing she should do? So should she paint the car her favorite color? Should she get some new flashy 26-inch rims? Should she get a new sound system? No, of course not. If she wants to get the car up and running, all that stuff, all that flashy stuff, it doesn't matter. You know, it's about performance. All that stuff, if she gets a new sound system, you know, if she gets some new rims, it's all gonna be useless if the car doesn't even run. So now think about this as it ties back to your body, okay? So you want big biceps, you want a big chest, you want big abs, I get it. But why are you worried about that stuff if your performance is bad? Why are you worried about the color of the car if the engine is bad? That's what you need to ask yourself. Performance over aesthetics, always. So this is the most important thing I'll say the whole video. And when I say this, I'm not just saying it just to say, you know, I'm speaking from experience. Focus on strength first and the aesthetics will come. I promise you, trust me on that. Focus on strength first and the aesthetics will come. From the start of my fitness journey all the way till now, I never once looked in the mirror and said, oh, I need to get my triceps bigger, I need to get my chest bigger. I never did any of that, you know? I just focused on my performance, I focused on staying well-rounded, and I focused on strength. If you do that, if you stick with it, if you trust the process, I promise there's gonna be a turning point. There's gonna be a point when everything starts to shift. You start to turn up the intensity on your workouts, you get to put in more work, you get more discipline with your diet because you're seeing gains. Everything, it will compound, but you have to trust the process. You have to focus on strength first, and I promise you, the rest of it will come. I wouldn't lie to you. Focus on building good habits, focus on turning up the intensity in your workouts, focus on being more disciplined, focus on eating better, focus on making those mental gains. They're just as important as the physical gains. You know, I say this every video and it's so important. What you need to focus on is getting 1% better every single day. Take small steps forward that are gonna get you to the big goal, and from there, it's eternal gains, eternal everlasting gains. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned something. So make sure you guys keep letting me know what you want to see next in the comments. So I think this is what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to have the exercise tutorial videos, so that's stuff like the sprints, stuff like the different push-up variations. That's going to go up on Sunday. Then I'm going to try to have a midweek video going up on a Wednesday or Thursday or something. And that's just a video like this where I'm giving you guys tips, talking to you, or just whatever you want me to do. You know, I like to be creative, so just let me know. But thanks again for watching this video, and as always, have a gameful day. All right, got to get that thumbnail. You know how it goes. All right, so 1, 2. Let's see. All right.